Tell me a little bit about what you do.
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me, Amber. It's a pleasure to be here. I wear several hats at the moment. My main hat is I'm the president of the Canadian Council for the Americas, which is the only public forum in Canada for discussion of public events, economic events, political events in Latin America. So we have that public good, and we also do a private good where we essentially represent the CEOs of Canada's biggest investors in Latin America. That's primarily what I do. I also teach law school in Belgium and in Canada and the United States.
We live in incredible times today in terms of the way that business is being done. I mean, traditionally over the years, we've really thought about business as being something that's very local or regional or national, but that's changing in this era of globalization. Can you talk a little bit about this global economy that we are living in today?
I spend most of my time in Latin America, and Latin America may have been one of the last regions in the world to catch up to it, but it's caught up quickly. And you can just see there that the leading business people in Latin America are all educated abroad. They all understand that it's an integrated economy. That's why trade agreements are so important for them. That's why there's missions back and forth. That's why there's learning. That's why they sponsor people to come work from their companies from all over. Without internationalization, these companies wouldn't exist, and they know it. So the ones who may have grown up as family-owned businesses and just working in closed markets have long since realized that that model will lead till nowhere.
And what about the rate of change that you're seeing in this global business economy in terms of technology trends as just one example? I think we're seeing this acceleration, whether it's artificial intelligence or other technologies that are reshaping the future of business.
Well, I think there's no question that technology has changed everything. Part of my career, I was running international legal affairs for Alcatel, which is a large European telecom company. And that goes back 25 years. And even then you could see the world was changing. But people there wanted to get on board, but not everybody got on board right away. But when you go now into Latin America, for example, where I spent a lot of my time, there's no discussion that can be had in any serious boardroom or in any corporate office that's not talking about how are we going to work with the new technology, with artificial intelligence. In Colombia, where I spent a particular amount of time, they do a lot of work out in the Silicon Valley. They want to be part of that. A lot of Latin Americans feel that they were sort of left behind with the tech revolution, and they don't want to be left behind in the revolutions to come.
What did you learn during your time at Northeastern that has helped you succeed in these various countries today?
Well, I think one of the main things that I got out of Northeastern, and I got a lot out of Northeastern at the law school, came through the co-op program, which allowed us to work in 4 different environments through the course of our legal education. And the main thing they taught us was you have to think on your feet. It's not just a matter of how well you can reason something in an academic setting, that you had to throw yourself into strange situations, even things that you weren't, particularly things that you weren't comfortable with, and think your way out of it and act your way out of it. And it was more than just what you could do, as I say, in an academic way. It was what you could do, the people skills, the diversity, being able to work with diverse workforce and diverse clients was, I think, some of the main things I got out of Northeastern.
For people today who are considering Northeastern as an option, what would you say to them?
I would say do it. I would say Northeastern has been and still remains the leader in cooperative education. I would say that at least in the law school, of which I'm most familiar with, they have cutting edge thinkers who are there for a reason because they like what Northeastern is, as opposed to what they see elsewhere. And of course, there's the whole overlay of the technology and what Northeastern has now become in the leader in international education with their campuses and what they're doing to promote, not just promote, but to make sure that their graduates are very comfortable with the next generations and generations after in technology.